Hey, this is Mike, and today I want to talk about ARK investment, the ARK Innovation ETF, and look at what it did yesterday. It was up almost 2.5%. Now, I want you to contrast that with what happened to the Nasdaq, which was basically flat after Apple kind of dragged it down. And the funny thing is, if you think about ARK Innovation ETF, it's a tech ETF, yet it was up 2.5%, while the Nasdaq was flat. ARK Innovation is at all-time highs or just about at all-time highs. It's basically within a quarter of a percent. Meanwhile, you go look at the Nasdaq, which is the tech-heavy Nasdaq. Its 52-week high is 303. However, the Nasdaq is currently at 295, so that puts it about 2.5% from its all-time high. And so what my thesis is that ARK Innovation has become the new Nasdaq. When you think about the Nasdaq, you think of the Nasdaq 100, the 100 most sort of the biggest, most innovative tech companies. ARK Innovation basically has between 45 and 55 of the most innovative companies. You're getting like the best of the best of the breed. And so I think if you're like, I used to look at ARK Innovation as almost like a speculative play, like if you want to put a little money in and then watch it grow over time. But what I think is going to happen with ARK is obviously ARK Innovation has been getting, if you look at its 1 year return, it was at 42, now it's 104. That's a huge return. It's basically 150 percent return in 1 year. That's not sustainable. However, I do think ARK Innovation can very realistically return 25 to 35% a year, much like what Berkshire Hathaway did back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And it will be able to basically triple the average performance of the NASDAQ and essentially become the NASDAQ of the 21st century. So I'm no longer looking at ARK Innovation ETF as a speculative play, but looking at it as the standard tech index of the future. And so I think if you've been looking at innovative companies, maybe you've been looking at ARK, I think you should definitely look at ARK as a place to put, like if you were going to put your money in the Nasdaq, say I'm just going to park my money in the Nasdaq or the S&P 500. I think ARK Innovation, the great thing about the company is because it has 45 to 55 companies, it has the diversification that you need, even though it's all in sort of the tech disruption sector. But if you look at their top holdings, I did a video about their top holdings. They have everything from EV vehicles to genetic testing to entertainment, digital technologies. They're pretty diversified within the tech sector. So I definitely think that we should start looking at ARK Innovation ETF as more of a standard index rather than a speculative play. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.